What's up, guys? It is the final count, and I am joined. You might be wondering and asking, where's Brian at? Brian may or may not be on this episode. We really want him to be here. I really want him to be here.
I do too.
but, but this is a special Royal Rumble edition of the final count. We're calling this the final count Crushers Wrestling Roundtable, and then we're also going to do Royal Rumble predictions in this episode. Keep don't touch the dial. Don't change the YouTube channel. Don't change your Spotify listening or anything like that. Keep where you're at, and you're gonna want to stay tuned for the whole show. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be epic. So I'm joined by, as you see here, or if you're listening, you've heard him on before, Mark Martinez from Can Crushers. He's the host of the Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. How you doing, Mark?
Brother, it's been a hot minute. First and foremost, let me say thank you and I love you. You
Oh,
knew.
you know I love you too, brother.
Yeah. It's been a minute. I haven't been on since you've done this whole new wardrobe change essentially, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. The last time you were on, we didn't even have we were just audio, strictly audio. Now we can see each other now, so it's
Which
really
sounds
cool.
weird, but that's okay.
Right? Ain't that the truth? So first off, before we get into this, what have you been up to? What can you share with the fans, or what's going on in your world?
My world personally or my world podcast? This would be an hour episode within itself. You know that.
Definitely.
But real quick, life wise, listen, man, I am so tired. It was negative 15 degrees the last 2 days up here. Personal shoot job. It's been horrible. We're getting a snowstorm right now, so I'm already over winter. So
Yeah.
let's just rock and roll
Likewise.
out of this. Yeah. Secondly, podcast wise, same as you. Continue to grow. We released stuff at the end of last year that somehow Toronto's our number one city, which, hey, if Toronto, you're out there listening on the final count and you're supporting Can Crushers and the final count, woo, that's awesome. Just the growth in the love. I'm sure you're getting the same thing
Yes.
on the final count and Can Crushers and everything. It's just two guys talking wrestling like us right now, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm sure wrestling fans around the world, is definitely in at least Pennsylvania and Can Crusher Nation, has seen there's a new era that's going to be starting real soon in the northeastern part of Pennsylvania. Well, we have a date now, everyone. Our first event for New Era Pro Wrestling will be April 20th.
Oh wow.
I can't tell you who's going to be there. That might be the next time I come back on. It's already signed and everything, but it's not released. But New Era Pro Wrestling starting in like the Pocono area. I'll put it like that. So make sure you come out if you're in and around our area. Yeah, that was a heck of a hoop to jump through to tell my wife I'm doing it.
Wow. And you are the commissioner of
Oh yeah,
New
that
Era,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's so cool to see. Like, we've had the talks about like things we want to do in wrestling, and it's so cool to see this stuff happen for not only you but for me as well, and for the both of us.
Oh,
It's
you're
so
making a
cool.
trip up here. You
I,
know
I,
that, right?
I will.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. That's not an I will. It's you have to.
Yes. Yes.
I might need an
Yes.
assistant commissioner. I might be taken out of action or something. So I don't.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm down. I'm your boy,
Yeah,
or
I
I'm your
know. I
man.
kind of figured. We'll write you right in.
There you go. All right, let's get into this. As I said, this is going to be a roundtable discussion, and
These are
we
so
each
much fun.
so much fun. We each talked about, or we I told you to pick at least five. If you didn't have exactly five, that's fine.
Oh,
I
you know
had
I got.
about five. I
Yeah,
had a
I
little
got
bit
them.
less than five. So, but what is your first topic?
my meat and potatoes one I'm going to save until we get to the Rumble, okay? Because it's a lot about the Rumble. So I'll go to my second one, actually. TNA is going to be pushing AEW's heels by mid-year.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. I've already heard the talks or rumors rather that they they are wanting to. Um, I read it, I believe it was on Facebook, but you can't trust everything that's on Facebook, as we
Except
all
the
know.
podcasts.
Except the podcast, yeah. But so I did read a rumor where TNA is wanting to get bigger venues and go to bigger venues. So that's exciting to see, and exciting. It will be exciting to see. I mean, the venue that they had for Hard to Kill, that looked like a really decent
It
venue.
really was, yeah.
I definitely agree with you. TNA is they're gonna give AEW a run for their money for sure.
And everybody knows this, they need a better TV deal. They have
Yeah.
to get off of access that like 75% of America does not have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if they slide over and they fight with Corgan to get the CW or something. Put them on MTV. Anything
Yeah.
that everybody has, because unless you're paying for that, which we do, let's not lie,
Right.
unless you're paying for that extra subscription or something like that, you're not seeing the amazing talent there. You're not going
Yeah.
to be able to see Nick run roughshod, or let me tell you, the women's X Division match opened the show and stole the show on
Yeah.
Hard to Kill.
Now I didn't get to see it, but I went back and watched clips of it. It looked amazing,
Yeah.
phenomenal. Now my first topic is, I guess we'll stick with TNA here. My first topic is the return of TNA just in itself, like how huge that is. And then on top of that, Nick Nemeth debuting at Hard to Kill.
The marketing, I think, from when we were younger, I think TNA just holds so much more passion for the
Yes.
wrestling fan than Impact did. I understand why they had to do it then, this, that, and the other, but to be able to bring back the brand that was second for the longest time. Listen, we'll both say this, Ryan, and I'm sure nothing's ever knocking on WWE's door
Oh
in my lifetime.
no.
WCW did,
Yeah,
but it faded away by the time I got out of high school. Since then, nothing is going to knock on WWE's doorstep.
for sure.
But TNA was that alternative, if you want to call it, before ROH became the alternative, before it got bought, yada, yada, yada. That's where everybody went. People didn't associate great things with Impact.
No.
You're bringing the TNA brand back now, and you've already seen it. The things that you've said. Scott D'Amore is a wizard right now, I think.
Yes. Yes. Now he has changed. Scott D'Amore is the reason we have TNA back. I feel he's the main reason. Yes, the men and women that are on the TNA shows that are they they had definitely had credit for sure. But Scott D'Amore, his push for that, for TNA being back, it's amazing. I mean, I love to see TNA back. It's just so exciting, an exciting time to be a wrestling fan right now.
I so want to get into it. For a while, Ryan, I wanted to collect belts, and I had maybe 2 or 3, and I always still want the NWA TV title, the red one. That's my all-time favorite belt. These TNA straps out there right now,
Yes,
they're up there. They're up there as like, I want to buy those. Trust me, I'm not buying those. I got too much, and it's not a brag. I got too much money elsewhere right now. I want to buy those before I buy some WWE ones, in fact.
yeah, yeah. That especially that world title. That world title is really nice. The knockouts title is even really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
and I love the color of the tag titles. Both tag titles being red straps and everything. I love it. I really love it. And then, and not only did we see Nick Nemeth debut at Hard to Kill, we also saw one Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke in WWE. Um, what did you see her? A lot of people are saying that she's like a knockoff of uh, Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, and yeah, I can see that too. But I don't know. I don't think they're really copying
I don't
AEW.
think they're copying as much. I don't think we're going to get the black and white vignettes or anything like that.
Yeah,
Truth be told, man, I think it's a horrible name. Can't she be like
yeah.
Ash Diamond or it's something? I don't. The Ash by Elegance sounds like she's selling perfume. Like
Yeah.
she's an Avon lady.
It legit does. It sounds so like I'm like Ash by Elegance. That didn't even sound like a name. It just
No.
sounds like it. Like you said, it sounds like she's selling perfume or something. It doesn't sound. Oh, I'm going. Who are you going to see wrestle tonight? Ash by Elegance. What?
Yeah. Which strip club are you going to? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm excited to see her there. And like she said on all socials this past week or so, I don't think she really had her opportunity in WWE. They didn't use her right. But when you have a roster of 5 million people, I understand people do get lost in the shuffle. I think she was lost in the shuffle, especially with the 4 horsemen women there. Like, that's rough to kind of get through.
It definitely is, yeah. And I am so glad to see her land. I feel like TNA is a place that she's going to fit well in. And I do feel like she's going to bring something to the division, to the Knockouts division. And so, yeah, I'm glad to see her land somewhere, and just not just on the Indies or something like that.
Yeah, well, indie run would have been nice for a little bit, right?
Well, yeah,
could have seen her pop up here and there, and a cheaper dollar for us to see. Let's not lie.
I mean, yeah.
I just hope I hope the elegance is left off soon.
Yeah, same. Because like I said, it's just doesn't fit for. It really doesn't fit. Change the name. Drop the even the Ash by Elegance.
Yeah.
Drop the by.
Oh yeah, all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care. Something. Give her some.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What is your next topic?
My next one, and we're dabbling with them. There's a lot more free agents out there that are going to change wrestling's aspect. And I'm going to be that guy, Ryan. A little self-promotion. This weekend is Ask Can Crushers. So, guys, if you want to ask us anything, it's really awesome. Send us your emails and all that. Just go over the page. I'm not going to do all that, or maybe later. But there's a lot of free agents out there that can and will change the aspect of professional wrestling. Can you give me 3 that you would like to see pop into like a TNA or the Indies, or I think TNA and NWA, and this was a bold prediction on the Crushies this year. I think TNA and NWA maybe dabble together because it only helps both. If you have a crossover like the AWA and NWA did back in the 80s, and it pops up on CW, and again, I'm going to keep slamming Access, and it pops up on CW, you wonder, wow, TNA is back? This is really awesome. They're invading NWA or something like that. But that's a different story. Let's talk some hot free agents out there, essentially.
Yeah. So, who do you have off the top of your head?
Stigma's all around her. But I think Tessa Blanchard gets a big promotion again this year. And I will always wave her flag. Listen, when I met her, she's a sweetheart. What she does in the locker room, I don't know. So I'm not going to speak of any of that. You guys know the stories and everything. But the raw talent that she has and everything, I think it's time. Listen, hell froze over with Punk, right?
Yeah.
And so much more. So why isn't it time for Tessa to say, all right, dust off my chip?
All
And
right.
I think she's going to be, maybe it's back to TNA.
It would be nice to see her back with TNA. I mean, I'd love to see that. That wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be a bad situation. It can only improve, improve and it can change. Like you said, CM Punk's back in WWE. Why can't she come back to TNA? It can only make things better for her as well as TNA.
My next one, longest recent current NWA champion, linked to AEW a little bit, linked to WWE PC, Camille. Either federation that gets her is going to be, you throw Camille right against Jade Cargill right off the bat. I want to see it. She could slide in and take on Ripley. Her and Jordan Grace. Listen, I'm a huge Tasha Steelz fan. I think Tasha could work wonderful with her.
I'd agree. And actually, Camille was backstage last night as we're recording this last night at AEW, and so could she land there? And think about the possibilities for there. You have Saraya you have Saraya, Tony Storm, you have just all these, so many women that I can't even name right now off the top of my head. Ruby Soho,
Britt, Tony, I mean, Statlander, without, I mean, I keep bringing up women because I do have one more that I want to talk about real quick, but I keep bringing up women because I think 2024 is the year that the women steal wrestling. I know it's been a progression, and we've had Bianca and Sasha in the main event and this and that, and it's been awesome. But I think wrestling fans realize now that, man, some of these programs with the women, and we've both been saying it, but we just like reiterating it over and over so people understand, some of these programs with the women are so much better.
Yeah.
If you just sit and let it cook, let it simmer, it's so much better.
It definitely is. The women are showing that in every aspect, everywhere, no matter what promotion you look at, that they can go just as much as the men can, and they can. I mean, and every promotion seems to be so stacked with women nowadays. There's not really a lack of women. When I was growing up, the Attitude Era, it was never really like that.
No,
for real. This is the time we're in now is the time where it's everywhere it's stacked. It's stacked.
It really is. It really is. And my third one is Cardona's coming back. I don't know, Zack Ryder, if he actually brings Cardona to one of the bigs or whatever. I think Cardona has loved his indie life, made that Cody money that Cody made on the indies, and now he's like, now he can just sail away into the sunset at WWE, maybe with his wife, maybe something gets spun around. I just think Cardona by mid-year is, not that he's not newsworthy, because God, you saw me and him go at it on his podcast or his video show or whatever. I don't even pay attention to the guy because I'd rather deal with Chelsea. But I think Cardona is a big player this year as well.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely think he's, and actually, this is going to be, he's one of my, we'll jump into this a little bit later. I don't want to spoil this.
No, I know where you're going.
But you know where I'm going, yes. But yeah, no, I agree with you right there. But then here's one name that I can think of off the top of my head. Will Ospreay, where he's technically not, even though he's on TNA tonight as we're recording this, where's he going to land at?
Well, he did sign with All Elite, but he had contract things he wanted to take care of.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, no, that's
Okada.
And could Okada? Yes, that's true. The next topic that I have: Jack Perry rips up his AEW contract at New Japan.
I
Um,
really hope it's not a work.
if yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is it a work? Do you think it's a work? I don't think so.
I
I'm hoping not too.
I listen. We're going to talk about the Rumble real quick, so let's just tiptoe around this.
Yeah.
This is my favorite time of year in professional wrestling, from January to the end of April, because it's starting new things, yet it's wrapping stuff up, and it's just that crazy in wrestling that, no disrespect to the dirt sheets, because I appreciate some of them out there, some of the other ones, but I'm not going to name names. But there's some that are very valuable, very linked in essentially to wrestling, so they know what's going on. I try to stay off as much as possible, especially like from now until the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know surprises. I don't want to know this. I don't want to know that, because it's leaked all the time.
Yeah.
And Jack Perry's one of these things right now that I'm like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Listen, everybody knows AEW, New Japan have a working relationship, yada, yada, yada. I hope it's not a working relationship. I hope they give him a mic and he just rips Tony Khan apart. The best thing about it is, as you guys are watching me go crazy on here, is his armband that said scapegoat. That's a shot right at CM Punk. Man, this was awesome.
Yes, but I'm really, like you said, hoping that it's not a work, and that they're not working us. This has to be a shoot. Please let it be a shoot. I mean,
right?
Because and I hope he just, like, if it's a shoot, I hope he just tears into Tony Khan, tears into AEW, and just, yeah, and Punk for that matter.
And Punk for that matter. Yeah.
What is your next topic?
How long before we see MJF again?
I'll say sooner rather than later.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll stop there, because there's some. He's got shoulder issues, yada yada yada. All right, we'll put a pause. We'll put a pin on that, and we'll come back, because I know where you're going.
Yeah.
But I want to make a reference to something, but we'll just put a pin in it for a minute.
All right, we'll put a pin in that. So let's talk about, from somewhere we both really love and enjoy, Ohio Valley Wrestling. You've seen the changes from afar. I haven't been to a show for a while now. I think November was the last show I went to, but we've seen the changes that they're making with OVW. We've seen the changes to the arena that they're making. They're stepping up the game as far as, like, that Netflix series, Wrestlers. And if you have not watched it,
get out of the basement.
Get out of the basement. Get out from underneath the rock that you're sleeping under. Go and watch it on Netflix. I mean, go check it out if you have not done so already. But you have to be sleeping under a rock if you haven't. But OVWs, they're making all these changes with the arena, with the stage. They are stepping their game up. Do you think they could be potentially, they're going to go travel more? Do you think they could potentially be in kind of, I know they kind of have a working partnership with NWA, but do you think they could have, like, a rivalry?
I think that would be amazing for them to loop right in with NWO. Yeah, they have that working relationship, but again, maybe like an invasion, something or other. And this is stuck in my head, so I have to get it out. Yeah. And it's no disrespect, Al, I love you. Everybody else down there, I love Daniel Spencer, I hate you. But everybody down there, talent and everything, they could be the super indie of super indies. And it is because the money aspect. Let's
Yeah.
call a spade a spade. I mean, there's no Vince money there. There's no Corrigan money there. There's yada, yada, yada. But they could be, if we're going to rank, and they're going to travel and they're going to do amazing shows, which with the brain of Al Snow, you know, he trains dolphins, right?
Yeah.
He's a dolphin trainer, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
They could be far and away the number 5 promotion.
Yeah.
If not knocking NWA off. Because NWA is there in history.
Yeah.
OVW is too. But if we're going to call it, you know, this year compared to this year, they could honestly be number 4.
I completely agree. They're if they're not already, they're on their way there.
Right.
They're on their way there for sure. I mean, you now have the news that got released last Thursday, I believe it was, either Thursday or the Wednesday of last week. We had the announcement that Mickey James is going to be working with the women of OVW, but not only that, she's going to be producing the shows of OVW, and so like that in itself, that's a huge step right there. You got Mick Foley that's coming in. He's coming in a couple Thursdays in January and then a couple Thursdays in February. He's going to be back next week. I mean, the OVW is a place to be right now, for sure.
You don't get that talent to commit that much without something in the works, something going on, knowing that, okay, we're going to put a rocket to the rear end and take off.
Yeah.
You know, Mickey, love her. You know, just coming off another great TNA stint, an NWA stint, yada, yada, yada. She could have sailed off in the sunset and said, I'm going to stay home and take care of the babies, yada, 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 and I'm fine. She sees something. And Ryan, we have said this before. Again, something stuck into my head. OVW has the best, bar none, right now, women's younger talent out there.
Yes.
I will die on that cross.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will die, from Layla to Tiffany to my homegirl, Hollywood. The list just goes. Yeah. I mean, it is just unbelievable.
Yes.
No knocking any guys there because they're knocking it out of the park too.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where the next horsewomen are coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Tiffany Nieves and Layla. I mean, she's the Mission Pro Wrestling women's champion. She was the OVW women's champion. I mean, she
had a great WrestleCade. She had an amazing WrestleCade in November.
I mean, she's becoming a belt collector, and I mean, it's awesome to see what she's doing. She's someone that I don't see it's going to be too long before she signs somewhere major, for sure. But no, I do see and being a long-time OVW fan, you know, and going to the OVW shows since October 2004, I've told you this before, you know, being that long-time OVW fan that I am, it's hard to see the changes, but I love the changes. And then, so I'm gonna say this because I know they are going to travel and do tours outside of Kentucky, which I love that. Which they've already done a little bit of, you know, in Nashville and other places. You know, I believe
maybe Pennsylvania, maybe.
Hey, I mean,
I'm just saying. I know a guy.
Gee, but like, could we see? They've said that they're not going to take the TV on the road. Could we see TV be brought on the road at some point?
To quote Ricky Morton, you have to put asses in seats, right?
Yes.
They're doing that right now.
Yeah.
So you take it to Idaho and Iowa and wherever, and those asses are in seats.
Mm-hmm.
The next step is, oh man, Idaho. And I'm not knocking anybody from Idaho. You guys, if you listen to Can Crushers, you know how bad I am. That's why I'm not naming a city. But if you see that those are in seats, the next step is to bring that camera to show how many people are in seats at Idaho or Montana, wherever you're going, Pennsylvania, whatever. They're like, oh. So, yeah, I definitely think, maybe a pay-per-view outside of Davis Arena.
Yes. That would be something that would, like I said, while I hate to see them, I don't think that they'll ever officially leave Louisville.
No.
I don't ever see that happening. I think Louisville will always remain home base for.
Oh, that's their Stanford. That's their Jacksonville. That's their
Exactly. I do think they are going to get a new building eventually. They kind of are going to have to.
I think they've outgrown Davis Arena.
They really have, and I believe we could even possibly see that within this year. I mean, if not this year, next year for sure. With the growth that they're experiencing, and I mean, because you're already seeing people drive, from far distances, and maybe even flying. I don't know.
8 hours.
I mean, but OVW, I love OVW. We both love OVW, and it's exciting to see what's going on in OVW.
Again, they need a better head referee. That's
that could change.
That should change.
I know one like Jake Cloyd.
Right? Yeah, anybody. And a blind man is better than that one that they have right now.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Be prepared for text because we're going to get thrown under the bus from him. You know that, right?
Yeah. Switching gears to the Royal Rumble, which is on Saturday. I believe it's the 27th of January. So if you're watching this, you're seeing this. This is actually going to be out on, or you're watching this. You're seeing this now. You're seeing this now. You're watching this now. This is out on. So this is tonight. The Royal Rumble is tonight. So the Royal Rumble is tonight. If you're watching this now. If you're watching this now,
if you're watching this in the past, though, you're ahead of the future. Sorry.
If you're watching it in the past, yeah. Then, yeah, the Royal Rumble is already passed. It's already gone. Bye-bye.
Right.
So this is our Royal Rumble predictions. We're going to go through and break down the matches that are announced thus far.
And there's not going to be many more that's going to be added to it.
Yeah.
I would imagine, not knowing, because we didn't do ours yet on Can Crushers, that will be, listen, we're pre-recording because of me, essentially. Let's just call a spade a spade. I have basketball games, I have interviews, I have just crazy stuff. So we're pre-recording this for you guys. But I can't see many more being added because 2 Rumbles, minimum of 2 hours right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have a 4-way match, half an hour, 45 minutes, do you think?
Yeah.
It's throw in probably the tag.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. A tag title match or something like that. Could we even possibly see a women's title match?
Yeah, maybe 2 more.
Something like that. I'm not going to predict that. We're not going to predict that. I mean, we can if we want to, but
Ripley keeps it because, listen,
yeah,
if you watch Raw in the last couple weeks, essentially, as we're recording, the writing's on the wall.
Definitely. Yeah.
But we're not. So wait, before we do predictions, I do want to say one thing. I don't want to see a repeat of last year. Okay? And I don't know if you know what I mean. Last year we had the long entrance. We had Gunther being in from start to finish.
Yeah.
We had Ripley being in from almost start to finish. If it's the same thing to me, it will ruin my Rumble. This year has to be chaos. I don't want records broken. I want absolute craziness this year in the Rumble. Major surprises, which we'll talk about here in a second.
Yes.
We can't have a repeat. I don't want Gunther from beginning to end again. No disrespect to him.
Right.
But it's rinse and repeat then.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. Like, I want to see, like, you never really see anymore the rumbles where the ring just fills up and
Right.
just fills up and fills up and fills up. I want to see something like that. Like, I want to see. I'm so used to seeing the moments that Kofi brought us. I want to see more of that again too. What else can this
He
guy
failed
do?
last year.
Yeah, yeah. But what else can this guy do? I want to see, or someone else do something else innovative.
Yeah.
Like you said, chaos.
What are you? It just left, Brian. Go ahead. It'll catch back up.
Yeah. So the first match that we want to talk about, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens defending the title against Kevin Owens, the WWE United States Championship match. Who do you see winning that match? I'm going to go with Logan Paul.
With Mania right around the corner, listen, this could be rinse and repeat at Mania, and it will still be money, barring the broken hand, broken wrist, broken collar, but whatever Corey Graves wants to call it each and every week, something different is broken on Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
This could be a match that they could pull off both times, and it will be okay. So for going into Mania, because this is a tough build to get Logan somebody else in the 2 months when he's barely there.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to agree with you. I think it's got to be Logan Paul, but caveat, I think we get this again.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we did see this, correct? I believe at a WrestleMania a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't think it would be bad. Like you said, it'd be good to see again, and the build to it would pretty much really be really good. So yeah, definitely Logan Paul retaining the United States Championship right there. Then we have the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defending against AJ Styles, Randy Orton, LA Knight. Who do you see? Obviously, Roman.
I see LA Knight taking the loss. We discussed this last week, actually, on the show. Listen, Randy's not taking the loss in this. Possibly AJ. I'm going to do Steiner math here, yada, yada, yada. No, but LA's in this match to take a loss to one of these three. And I'll pause because this was actually one of my big things I wanted to talk about. Is this a fatal 4-way so Roman doesn't lose, but still loses to get to the Mania main event that we're all clamoring for of The Rock?
That's a good one because if you go that route, then Randy Orton should win.
Right.
If you go that route, and I like it because you're still protecting Roman.
Right.
In that way of him, he's just losing the title, so he can have this. He could come back to the title eventually if he wants to, if they want him to. He can come back to the title and say, I was never pinned for it. I never lost. I like that.
In the same aspect, keep stirring the pot because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Does Cody finish the story with Randy then? In real talk, is that story finished or is it just another chapter in the book of Cody? Because I think the story isn't finished until it's with Roman.
With Roman, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's a really tough one. You have to really kind of think about that. Like, that's a really tough one.
And then I have one more thing.
Yeah.
Hogan's record of reigns
That
is until SummerSlam,
yeah.
essentially. Ballparking dates. Well, we already know Roman's not going to Australia. He's not going to France, right? He said like 2 places that he's not going to. So essentially that's 2 random pay-per-views. We don't know if he's actually doing those or not in all talk. So he's off until SummerSlam then after Mania.
Yeah.
Why not? You're breaking all these other records. You just broke the one that broke my heart of Honky Tonk Man.
Mm-hmm.
I fought that for months. I'm like, first of all, the IC title is doing nothing for Gunther anymore.
I know.
Nor is he doing anything for the IC title.
For the IC, yeah.
They're both outgrown each other.
Yeah.
So, get ready. Chaos is going to be happening for strike number 1 in this household. But I think you pull the trigger, and I'm going to ruin even my Mania stuff. Roman's not dropping this title. I think they want Hogan's name out of these record books.
Yeah. No, I can see that too. So yeah, I can see that too for sure, because and I like that you put all those examples right there, all those scenarios, because Roman, it's a valid point. They want him to break Hogan's record. They want that to be erased. So does Cody? Who do you throw? The question then becomes, who do you throw against Cody? Who do you put in Cody's way if he's not finishing the story in 2024?
I have no clue, honestly, because scenario breaking down, okay? And we'll talk about surprises here in a minute, but my Royal Rumble winner is CM Punk taking on Seth at Mania.
Yeah.
Cody's got to get a title match through Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Yep.
The Rock and Roman for the title. Listen, there's nothing that I'm going to be like, oh man, I know Roman's even going to beat The Rock, because sure as hell The Rock's not going to beat Roman for the title, right? He's not there long.
No.
So you have to get the title off Roman.
Yeah.
So Rumble, Randy, it doesn't finish the story. It's just another story. Maybe Cody gets it from Randy. And then when Roman returns to beat Cody at SummerSlam, we get the final story at 41.
There's that, but then it would defeat the purpose of breaking Hogan's record. So
I know.
Where do you go?
This is why I'm saying there's so many things, so much craziness from January to April that your head just like you can't engulf it all.
Spinning.
Yeah. And you know what? They go the other way and they put it on LA Knight, and I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't think LA Knight's gonna win. Gonna win it either.
No.
I think eventually down the road, yes, but not right now. Not right now.
Mid card, if anything.
Yep. United States. Yep. Or Intercontinental even. I mean, take them to Raw.
So sorry, I jumped all over you. Go ahead and tell any of your predictions.
You're good. No, I agree with that. I agree with everything you said. That was gonna be my thing too. Punk's gonna win the Rumble, obviously. Right. Punk's gonna win the Rumble. He's gonna go and face Seth. I think he's gonna win the title at WrestleMania. Just
give him his flowers. Yep.
It's gonna be his time. They're gonna give him his flowers. And then that's what I see that too. I see. I don't want to see. Hold on. Let me say this, because I do see someone else coming into the picture that we kind of touched a little bit on earlier. So let's go ahead and talk about the men's rumble, and then we'll talk about the women's rumble.
Okay.
So you have so far in the men's rumble, you have Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Gunther, and you have 24 more participants to be named. And I hope they don't name all the other 24.
They better not. They don't put a graphic up next week
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, here's all 30 guys."
Yeah. I saw a podcast, I believe, the other day, or a video or something like that, where someone had pointed out, I remember when WWE didn't used to, they didn't used to announce who's gonna, oh, I'm entering the Royal Rumble. I'm doing this. Let's get back to the days of drawing numbers again.
Yes.
Let's
I love that. The big bingo hall thing.
The best. I loved it too. And so, for predictions for the men's rumble, my return predictions, just of a few, and there's also going to be someone else that you kind of touched on earlier.
I think 2.
For the men's rumble, my predictions of returns, I have 2: Brock Lesnar and Matt Cardona. He's not going to return as Zack Ryder.
No.
Zack Ryder's dead.
He is.
Matt Cardona is coming to WWE in the Rumble.
I love that. Yes.
For debuts in the men's Rumble, MJF debuting in the Rumble.
So let's put a pin in everything again because I'm just stealing your podcast. You think he's pulling a Moxley?
Yes.
Exactly. Moxley, contract's done. I'm not going to do anything. I have shoulder surgery coming up. I got this. I got that. Peace out. I'm going to see what WWE can do for me.
Yep. He talked about it for a year. A year he talked about it. The contract negotiations. He talked about it. It's 2024's contract's up. I'm going to WWE. He said it on. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Okay. That's why I actually hope no. Because I think he is just having his surgery, and because I don't think there's stories that are wrapped up in AEW. I don't know. That is just my hope to have his story done before he goes.
No, and I can see that too. Like, because you do have he needs to get back at Adam Cole.
Right.
I mean, he needs to get back at Adam Cole in the Kingdom. He needs to get back at them. So no, I can see that too. But I do.
But I know you're right.
Sooner than
stirring
than
the pot. Just stirring the pot. Yeah, I know.
Let's jump over to the before we jump over to the Women's Rumble. Who are your return predictions and your debut predictions?
Well, return, I definitely see Brock because I think we're getting Brock and Gunther at Mania.
Yes.
Strap possibly off of Gunther by then, by hook or crook of something. I don't know. Cardona, I was hinting around to him. Debuts, I'm not going to go MJF like you. I see it possibly. I don't know. I don't know if there's a true debut. Maybe
any NXT
well, that's what I mean. Yeah, maybe a Braun Breaker or somebody. Yeah, in that aspect.
Okay. Do we see this as just for the Rumble or just a call up?
No, I think Braun. I think Braun is there then. Yeah.
Okay, I know. I like that. And someone else I see. I don't know if he's officially. I don't think he's officially on the main roster yet. But Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
That'd be. I think it's about time for him to get caught up. I think with that you'd have to separate him and Trick Williams, unless you want to still continue the having him go to NXT still. But I think No, you'd want to do away with that.
I think that U.S. title tournament squashed any NXT stuff for him. Like he shined in that.
Yeah, and so I Carmelo Hayes for sure. I call up and on SmackDown for good. Let's jump over to the uh, women's Royal Rumble match. So far we have for the women's Rumble we have Bayley, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and that's all off the top of my head. But I know that's been announced. 26 participants yet to be announced, and again, don't announce them.
Right? Yeah. Don't announce them. Let us predict them, but don't announce them.
Yeah. So with the women's Rumble, my predictions for returns: Liv Morgan, Trish Stratus, Naomi, and Sasha Banks.
I love the Naomi one. I definitely do. Trish, come on. I don't know. This is me being me.
Yeah.
I think Alexa's in there too. Baby's a couple months old. Yada yada yada. I don't think Mella is ready yet.
No.
To come back. I love Liv. That's kind of essentially been leaked. That it's going to be, after all her legal ramifications, yada yada yada, were worked out. They kind of leaked that one. Mm. So yeah, I like those. I do. Sasha's a twist for me because she really is playing a money game. Listen, I love her. She can go anywhere. Mm. There's times that you hear, hey, talks have ran off of AEW, talks have ran off with WWE. She's feeding that to whomever.
And
she just wants it to be a huge surprise. Yeah.
But why? This is not a knock on TNA. Why would she go to TNA?
Oh yeah, we just said how much we love it, but yeah, she's not TNA. Yeah, she's not. Especially when you really do have her besties there. Mm-hmm. Bayley and Naomi's going back, and listen, they were just watching Naomi at Hard to Kill, both of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if it is Sasha Banks though. I think she's worked out that she will be Mercedes Moné going forward.
In AEW, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you think she could come as Mercedes Moné? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'd like that too.
Same
person still. I mean, and then, so my women's Rumble debut, obviously Jade Cargill.
A big debut, I think.
Yes. And for the winner of the Rumble, this was a tough one because I wanted to go with. It was a tough one between Jade Cargill and Liv Morgan, but ultimately I'm going with Liv Morgan
to win it.
Yes.
And then challenge who? I'm going to stir the pot.
Challenge Io.
Okay.
Because I don't see her going up against. She's not going to go up against Rhea.
No. We got that match a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's getting set up, but it's going to go another pay-per-view.
If she wins, she goes against Io. Yeah.
So my thoughts are, it's down to Bayley and Becky. And Becky doesn't get the win. Like I said a couple weeks ago, as you guys are watching this, Becky and Rhea had that whole meetup on Raw, yada, yada, yada. That was storytelling 101, guys. There's your WrestleMania match. Becky just needs to fight again because she's got doubt.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to fight her way through Elimination Chamber to get to Rhea Ripley.
Right.
By the time we get around to Mania and this continues to stir the pot, Bayley's not going to be in Damage Control.
Yeah.
So Bayley Io for that title. Not saying Bailey's winning it. Not saying Becky's winning it either or anything. But I think that story has just been played and ready to go.
Could we see? Okay, I don't know. I just think this would be interesting. Now that you brought that up, could we see maybe just possibly something like the Big Show and The Rock when they had the issue of whose feet hit the floor first? We have something like that to get them both from the Rumble match to, but
Luger,
then I
Bret
guess they would
Hart.
beat the Elimination Chamber.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you could throw them both in there or something. Yeah, I it's been a while since we've done something like that. Like, this is the chaos that I want.
Yeah.
Make me get up at 4:30 in the morning on a Saturday to watch Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to anyway.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah.
yeah, how nice is that going to be? 4:30 in the morning, wake up, watch the pay-per-view, be able to go back to sleep, wake back up, and then baseball's on or something. Just I've never not watched a nighttime pay-per-view. To watch a morning pay-per-view is going to be fabulous.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm all for the chaos. So if we can get the Luger Hart, the Rock Big Show type of finish, something like that,
yes,
sign me up. Don't do it in both, though. Don't do it in both.
No, I agree. If one of them, and I feel like that would be the perfect one to do that in.
Yeah,
that would be the perfect one to do that in, especially in that scenario, because you have the four horsewomen, two of the four horsewomen.
Yep. So, I think Liv does look good in it though, and I think if you're putting, I mean, Charlotte's out. I think we were going to get a Charlotte Jade something or other at Mania to kind of build Jade up. Not passing of the torch because that was passed last year, but just another torch essentially from Charlotte.
Now, who do you see Jade going against at Mania in this?
I don't know.
Who do you put her against? I mean,
Nia maybe because. No, because they're trying to make. I know it sounds horrible. It really does, but you're building Nia up that nobody can stop her. I don't see her and Rhea. Maybe her and Rhea by the time this comes out, we get that's the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah,
I don't know. Jade's got to be strong and powerful. Jade tosses Nia out.
That'd be good then. I don't. Yeah. I'm not gonna have ups on the match, but
yeah, I don't. I mean, it's a big player, and the big player that she was going to work with, it's on the shelf for 8 more months.
Yeah, you got to get her in there some way. So I mean, just to get her in, if that works, that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think that's all of the predictions I have. Do you have any more predictions for the Rumble?
If we get a Judgment Day, I think there may be. I'm sticking with this. If there's a tag team match, let me just throw it out there.
Yeah.
I think it's Awesome Truth, Judgment Day, and DIY in a triple threat. And I think this is a bold prediction. We get new tag champs in the form of Awesome Truth.
Awesome Truth.
Yep. They're giving I was going to say Ron Killings, it's his name, but they're going to give. If you listen to Can Crushers, and I know you did, but I'm just throwing this out there to you guys. We have been beating down Judgment Day for probably 6 months now because it's stale. Mm-hmm. Now, as soon as I know Judgment Day is coming out, I'm perked up because our Truth is making it so much better. Why not? Maybe they have them till the next night at that Raw and they lose them to DIY or something like that. But Awesome Truth taking the titles off of the Judgment Day because they're done soon.
I mean, I'd still love to see it. And then you could still have Truth to be like, oh, no, I'm still part of Judgment Day, man.
Right.
that would be some entertaining television. And
it really would. It really, yeah. Besides that, do we get? I don't know how much farther you want to go. I'm just going to continue making
Come
this
on.
your longest podcast.
Yeah.
How Damian Priest in this case? Do you think it's a legit cash in ever? Like, he's not, as we booked everything, even me and you right now, to SummerSlam, there's no chance Damian Priest sniffs the title right now.
Yeah. Does he pull a Austin Theory and go for?
Here comes round number 2, by the way.
Does he pull an Austin Theory and just go for a secondary title, a mid card title?
He's got to now, doesn't he? I mean, we gave the title to Punk. He carries it to Mania. How much longer does well, no, he gets the title at Mania, essentially. So Seth carries it to Mania. Punk gets it after. Money in the Bank needs cashed in by when?
By what, June or July, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to cash it in on WrestleMania Backlash, is always a repeat of 5 or 6 matches from WrestleMania.
Right.
The next one is what? I don't know, Roadblock or whatever they call it. Yeah, I don't know, whatever they call it. I don't know. He's going to get his big moment at Roadblock. I don't know.
Does he?
I don't think when he cashes it in, he doesn't win.
Does he cash in, lose, and then win it again?
That would suck. That would suck.
It's a possibility.
It is. Yeah, I agree. So,
or he could just pull an Austin Theory and go for a mid-card title.
Yeah. At this point, why not?
Or because the briefcases were switched. Is there nothing in that briefcase that he's carrying?
Somebody else has it.
Yeah.
See, this is why. Because after WrestleMania, we all kind of we put everything together the rest of the year. We know where they're going.
Yeah.
Now,
don't know. It's hard to know where to go. There's all these roads.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where else to go from here. So I'm gonna let you plug away with Can Crushers.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Guys, Can Crushers, check us out. We have Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads. Threads is horrible, by the way. If you don't have a Threads, don't get it. It's a cesspool. But we have it because it's a podcast. We recently did, because as you guys are watching this, we recently did Ask Can Crushers, where you guys can send in questions and everything. We do it quarterly. So join. Ryan listens. I listen to Ryan's. We bounce back and forth on both of us. Just get involved. Yeah. And we're everywhere. I'm not being, an ego or anything. Wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Can Crushers. We're there. We kind of do the same thing Ryan does. We have spotlights every Wednesday that we've talked to people from halfway across the world, and we find out the true love of independent wrestling. So those are always fun.
Definitely. And you got merch. Can Crushers has merch, correct?
We do have merch, and we are getting, as we're speaking, we are getting a new store. So just hold tight. If you're going to join the Can Crusher Nation, hold tight, and you'll see a big post about that, because I'm working on baby bibs. I'm working on crazy, stupid merch. So when your niece has a baby, you're like, oh, a big wrestling fan. Here's a Can Crusher onesie. Or stuff for your dogs or stuff like that. Working on a website for that right now. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited that you joined me this week. And I let you pay bills, so I got to pay some bills with the final count here. So let me pull up our banners here. And if you go to collarandelbowbrand.com, use our promo code FinalCountKY, you can save yourself 10% at checkout. Mark and Can Crushers has a code as well. So
We do. Listen, give the money to Ryan. Give it to that. We do have a code, but Ryan, this is by far, and I've had shirts from there for about 5-6 years now. Like the first one I got from Al Snow was property of Collar and Elbow. This has literally been through the ringer, and it's just still like day one. Like
yes,
they're that great quality.
quality is great. Yeah.
Which one do I have on right? I have my Dusty Rhodes one on right now, the one with the cowboy boots and the bull rope. I have that on. I always have, honestly, well, 3/4 of the time, a collar and elbow shirt on because the comfort, the fit, they don't stretch. They're amazing.
They really are very amazing. Definitely go check out collarandelbowbrand.com and tell Al Snow the Final Count and Can Crushers sent you.
Yeah.
And
you're not going to get anything more from that because Al's so cheap, but right.
And then we are as well as Can Crushers, are a WWEshop.com affiliate. And so shop at WWE.com using our personal link in the description below.
Yeah, guys, this is a great link that we both have. And we're very transparent, as I know you are. Listen, if you know you're going to buy something from WWEshop.com, why not support one of the podcasts that you listen to, you love? And we blatantly say this. We might have ours revoked one of these days. We can't tell you you're going to get a discount or not. You may, you mightn't. It all depends. Like, there's times I've bought the new CM Punk shirt. I got nothing off of that. But then I bought, the new Rock shirt. I got 5% off of that. So you're going to buy something for yourself or someone you love. So support our brand, Ryan's brand, whoever's brand. And if you get a discount, that's a bonus. But you're helping support us, essentially.
For sure. And like Can Crushers has merch, we also have merch now that you can check out.
It's about damn time, by the way.
Yes. So head on over to jcountyapp.com. That's Jackson County Apparel.com. And now head over there now to get your official Final Count hoodie or t-shirt or both. It's cold outside. It is cold. The temps are freezing.
Miserable.
We got the Arctic blast going on. So go over there to jcountyapp.com and get yourself a hoodie to keep warm and then a shirt for the summertime or just to wear around the house.
Yeah. Especially when you're watching Mania and Rumble and everything, you have to be repping one of your favorite podcasts.
Exactly. It's the truth. It's the truth. But Mark, I want to thank you again for joining me on the Final Count this week and for joining again, for coming along for this ride. And you're always going to be a part of this ride, sir. And I love you, brother.
I love you too. We said this. I'm going to pull the fourth wall down. This is going to be something we do quarterly. We're going to have our quarterly roundups between my show and his show, or you have to find out which one you're on. But Rumble, we're going to do it. We'll definitely do it for Mania. The bigs, we'll do it. We'll throw on some AEWs as well. So, yeah, our roundups. Listen, we just talked for an hour and 10 minutes about nothing. But look at us both smiling right now. I mean, we touched base on everything, but we talked about nothing, and we made predictions. So, and those are my favorite Those are my favorite podcasts.
Same here. I love my interviews, but I love to have you on. I love to have my co-host Brian. And hey, I can't wait for us all three to be on.
He was scared that I was on.
He was
scared. I can't wait till I get the. Kidding, Brian. I don't even know you yet.
He's watching. He knows you though. Well, as I say every week, we will see you down the road.